Call of Duty World War II. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Call of Duty World War II returns to its roots with a breathtaking experience that redefines World War II for a new gaming generation. Yes, it does redefine. It redefines a lot. It rewrites the history books actually on what actually happened at World War II. But let's not be nitpicky, guys. There's so much wrong with this game. I literally don't need to be nitpicky to pull this apart. So let's start with the single-player unhistoric campaign that is just. It's got to be in the top 10 worst campaigns I've ever played in my life for a first-person shooter. In fact, I'm going to put it in the top 5. It's woeful. It's not the top 3. Oh, it's fucking the worst, guys. It's got to be the. I can't. No, it's not. There was worse CODs. Was there? I don't know. They're all the same. It's hard to fucking remember, guys. Basically, what you got here, right? It's not that long. I've almost finished it in I think 5 or 6 hours. I've been playing it, and where do I start? There's a lot wrong with it, especially in the weapons that the Germans are carrying. You know, there's a lot of bad weapons that they're carrying, but like I say, we're not going to be nitpicky. We're going to talk about bugs first. There are tons of bugs in this. I mean, on the first mission, which is the D-Day assault, there was a bug after that where the whole landscape vanished after I threw a smoke grenade, and not only could the Germans not fucking see me, I couldn't see fucking anything. The land was just vanishing, and so I had to start the game again and redo D-Day, which was a pain in the arse. The D-Day mission in this game is horrific. Absolutely horrific. I mean, I've done D-Day in Call of Duty before. The very, very first COD, I believe, or was it COD 2? I can't remember. But always in my mind was the Medal of Honor Allied Assault D-Day landing, where you came in on the landing craft, the front went down, and you were on your own. You were on your own. That front went down, you were on your own. There was no fucker telling you what to do all the time. It was just, you knew what you had to do. You knew you had to get to that shingle. You had to get up to the shingle, up to the wall, and you then had to, you had to use the bangalores and push them through the like in Saving Private Ryan, and blow a hole through the wire fence. You do the same in this, which is fine. The only difference between this version and the Medal of Honor version is in this version you come in the landing craft with a cutscene, the same as you do in Medal of Honor, but then the front goes down and you're not on your own. You're still in a fucking cutscene. I'm standing here, sitting here thinking, right, the front's gone down. I want to charge out of this landing craft or jump over the side. No. You're not allowed, guys. The game wants to do that for you. So the game throws you out of the landing craft, over the side. You don't get to do any of that. You then get control of yourself right next to the landing craft, and it's like, get to the shingle. So I start running. There's machine gun fire. It all looks very spectacular. I get 10 feet, and then the computer says, right, that's your lot. You've played the game now. Give us it back, because we want to show you. We want to show you all these people burning alive as they come out of this landing craft. You see, we don't want you to play the game. We want to show you this because it's a movie, isn't it? You're not playing a fucking game. You're watching a movie. It's called the Call of Duty World War II fucking movie. So you watch all these movie things, and I say, right, can I have it back yet? No, because there's a man there with no arms. We want you to see that as well. So we'll throw you to the ground in his face. Look at him. He's got no fucking arms. Look, no fucking arms. Yeah. Look, I'm not watching a fucking movie. Can I have control, please? Go on then, you can have it for a little while, but I want it back, mine, because we've got some really cool stuff to show you further along, and that's the game all the way through. All the way through, guys, this game constantly interrupts your gameplay by taking it off you so that you can fucking see stuff that the developers want you to see. It's the most unimmersive pile of shit that I've ever played. And do you know something? What makes it even worse? Do you know what makes it even fucking worse than that? Is the characters in this game are cringe-worthingly horrible.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
They are the most contrived, fucking stereotypical, yeehaw, hoorah, Yankee cunts you've ever met in your life. Totally unrealistic people. These people only exist in bad films, guys. Really fucking bad films. You just wouldn't find them anywhere in real life. It's awful. It's fucking awful. It's awful, guys. I can't stress how bad this campaign is. Mission after mission after mission of shit. Do you know there was one mission I had to go and rescue a little girl who was left behind in the middle of a war zone. I went and picked her up. The mission revolved around me sneaking past blind deaf Nazis. Blind and deaf, guys. Honestly, how they didn't see me, it was a joke. I sneaked past them all, right? Then I ran through a whole war. There's grenades flying, Germans in front of me. I just thought, F it, I'm just going to run past. And then I kind of thought to myself, you know what? F it. Every mission, I just kind of ran past Germans. Just, hi, you alright, Fritz? You know, just running past them. It's fine. And then my men, if you run to the checkpoint, your men automatically appear there. And the Germans vanish. They're all running away. All right, you did that. Did what? I just ran through a fucking hail of bullets and managed to survive and got here. Yeah. And then look, your friends is all here as well. Oh, it's awful. It's fucking awful, guys. The missions are just they are the most shitty fucking missions you'll ever do, and the whole thing is totally unimmersive. So the campaign was a total. I've been looking forward to this for so long, hoping upon hope that we were going to get a really hard... It's so easy. I dread to think what it's like on the easier levels. I played it on hard, I think, and it was just a piss through, an absolute piss through, unless you're on a static machine gun, of course, because you've got no cover whatsoever, and you just get raped when you're on a static machine gun, so it's best to just pull them off and get a bit of cover. But, it was just hideous, guys. Hideous. I can't. The tank, oh my goodness, guys, the tank, my oath, all these, they're coming back. The tank, you get in a Sherman tank and you've got to fight these, a Tiger tank and a Panzer tank, I don't know what the hell it is. And it's round and round a little tiny maze of ruins. You just go round and round. It's like, ooh, who's thinking of behind you? I'm behind you. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, he's behind me. I'll run round this corner. You run round that corner. It's... Guys, I was embarrassed to play it. I was literally embarrassed playing this game because I was thinking, shit. You know when you're an adult and you're doing something that's for kids, and you kind of get like tonight. We had a little fireworks thing on. It'd be Mother's house. We had my son there and everybody, and I had a fucking sparkler in my hand, and I'm like, Mackie, you've got a sparkler in your hand, and it was like embarrassing, but it wasn't as embarrassing as playing Call of Duty, because I really felt like I was doing something that only children should ever do. It's that childish, this game. It was just rancid, guys. Rancid. Multiplayer. Let's move on to multiplayer. Multiplayer is exactly what it was in the beta. It's just a death simulator. It's just a killing machine. It's just tiny little maps spawning left, right and centre everywhere. People running around like pricks all the time. No synergy to it, no strategy to it, nothing. Just everybody running around like a fucking bell end, shooting everybody, bullets flying everywhere, grenades everywhere, just spewing shit everywhere. Literally it is the lowest form of PvP that I've ever played. Honestly, it's like PvP's just been invented by this guy over here, and he's just kind of said, look, this is the first ever incarnation of PvP. It's like a draft copy of PvP. Look, we've got a little map. I know it's just rudimentary, just a little fucking map, forget about it. And we've put a few players over there and a few players over here. We've given them a few guns, and look, they're running at each other, and look at them. See how they're killing each other. Now, can you imagine if we actually put some care and attention to this and made it good? You know, the world is our oyster. It's kind of like that. You just feel like there's no effort put into the maps or anything. It's boring. It's boring. It's like PvP hasn't moved in 25 years of gaming. You know, when you're playing a Call of Duty game, capture and hold, capture and hold. How many players do we have? Like a big war? Do you know, we're 40v40? No, 6v6. Oh, there's 24 players in this one. Wow. In 2017, guys. On a fucking shitty, laggy server at times. Oh, we've got a headquarters mode where, you know, if you're waiting in the queue, you can, like, see other people fighting. You've got a pit where you can do, like, target practice trying to beat your friends, or you can go in a 1v1 situation, you know, like you could do in 1996 in Quake. Well, but it's now in Call of Duty, where everybody spectates you, you know, that it's The only good map, really, that I enjoyed was the D-Day one, and even that was pretty poor. All that revolves around is the landing crafts come in, you jump off the landing craft, you get shot to shit off the machine gun nests, and the object of the Allies is to take the machine gun nests, the object of the Germans is to hold, and then it swaps sides afterwards. As the Germans, you can create brick walls in. You can... You can make a brick wall in like 20 seconds. Cement bricks. Sorry, but It's just so fucking funny when you're doing it. It's just it's like a fucking cartoon, you know, where the guy quickly builds a wall in front of like Tom or Jerry or something. Oh man. And so even that's very, very basic, but at least I actually had a laugh in that map. Why the fuck, tell me, Activision, why in fuckity fuck's name can't you just get a map with a few decent objectives, that with a few kill zones in there and no spawning behind each other, you know, just have battle lines in it, have a bit of strategy, so one team has to push through to the other end and another team has to push through, or defending and attacking, because you have got that mode in here, but the maps are so shit and small that it just, all game modes degenerate into a running around pew pew fest. That's all you're going to get with this. Gridiron, guys. Fucking football. Oh my goodness. There is one good thing about this game, guys. Nazi Zombies is the only mode that's actually good. It's probably the best Nazi Zombies that I've seen. I love the World at War one, but this one is brilliant. It's really fucking good. Scary as shit. I jumped out my shit the first time I played it because there's a prologue to it and there's a couple of jump scares in that, and I got a shock. But multiplayer, it's great. I love the Nazi Zombies. It's not worth buying for Nazi Zombies. It's only a few maps, but it is fun, the Nazi Zombies. So that is one thing that is good about this game. But multiplayer's trash and single player's utter trash. And thankfully, there doesn't seem to have been many people bought it on the PC. As of right now, guys, at 10:30 at night, there is only 1,788 reviews, and it's got mixed on Steam. Now, for a Call of Duty game that's been out now for 24 hours, that is alarming. It should be probably about 8,000 or 9,000 reviews. It's nowhere near that. So sales are definitely down on this game. Obviously, on the console, it'll be the best thing since sliced bread. But, you know, read into that whatever you think. I'm very disappointed, and I don't get any pleasure from slating this game. I really don't. I'm very disappointed. I wanted this to have a terrific campaign. I wanted it to have good multiplayer, and I did get a good Nazi zombie mode. For all the money this game's earned over the last, 15 years or so, I think Activision should be ashamed that this is the kind of shit they're spewing out after all of those years of experience. And all of Call of Duty is, and I'm going to sum up every Call of Duty here, they are just interactive movies that have no immersion, that give the player no sense of being there. All you are doing is watching a movie, whilst in between the movie shots you're shooting a few Germans or whatever, future soldiers, you know, insurgents, you know, insert COD enemy here. And you don't feel like you're there, you don't feel like you're doing it, because the game is just showing you what you should be feeling yourself. And when the game has to show you what you should be feeling, you know there's something horribly wrong with the game. I'm sorry, but when I play a game, I feel what I feel because the game is good. When you have to show it to me as a fucking movie, then I know that your game is severely lacking any kind of immersion. So there you go, guys. Call of Duty World War II is a button-mashing, cutscene-riddled pile of bantha piss, and it's definitely not worth a buy.